Hey, what's up guys, Davis here, back in that video. And I'm going to be talking about the Galaxy Note 10 Plus 2 years later after its release. Yeah, so guys, if you end up liking what you see in the video, give me a thumbs up, and also subscribe to the channel if you end up liking what you see and you're new. Yeah, I'll be grateful for that. So yeah, I'm going to be talking about the Galaxy Note 10 Plus 2 years later. So yeah, this phone was released in August 2019. Yeah, so that's about 2 years, accurately 2 years ago. Yeah, so how has it held up? So I'm going to be talking about it in various categories in terms of battery life and software, the display, storage, and all that. So we're going to be talking through all that. Right, so starting off with the display on this. So this was released with a 6.8-inch Super AMOLED, QHD display, which is still a very good display. Very lovely, it's a very good, very big display. It's also curved. I think that's the only bit that I don't really like about this phone, the curvature of it. I'm not a big fan of these curved displays because there are a lot of issues, the screen guards and whatnot. So yeah, but otherwise the display is really good, and the only thing that it really lacks in 2021 is the high refresh rates. And yeah, I don't think you can do any better, At this time, when there's no assurance there's going to be another Note, I don't think there's a phone that is a better option, If you had to get the Note 20 Ultra, if you're a person who likes QHD, like the resolution like I am, then you have to sacrifice 120 Hz anyway on the 120 Ultra, which in my view is the only reason that the 120 Hz is the only reason that I would buy the Note 20 Ultra, to be frankly honest. Yeah, and I'm lucky enough to have the Snapdragon variant here in my country, which is very hard to find, because here we get the Exynos variant. So these phones, I'll tell you what, the Exynos version of the Note 20 Ultra won't do much better than the Snapdragon version of the Note 10 Plus. That I can assure you. Yeah, especially when it comes to performance and all that. So yeah, I think that's basically it with about the display. Still very good, still very vibrant, and yeah, I'm not going to really I'm not going to fault it in any way other than the 120 Hz, which is no big deal to me anyway. As I always say, 120 Hz, not a big deal to me. It's never a deal breaker. Right, so moving on to the other thing that I want to talk about is the performance. So the performance on this is still really good, especially if you have the Snapdragon variant. Anything other than that, the Exynos variants, you're going to be struggling, Maybe it's at the 9825 something of that sort, The Exynos variant of this phone, not really good. It hasn't held up really nice. I remember when it was new, I watched a golden retriever video where he was comparing it to the Snapdragon variant, and big difference in performance, especially when it comes to peak performance, they're about the same. But when it comes to sustained performance, I think that's the weakest point of the Exynos variant. So these phones, when you want to play a game for example, if I'm going to play PES, PES 2021, and I play for 5 minutes, it's going to be seriously, it's going to start lagging seriously. At the start, it may play nicely, but when you start playing it for longer, that's when you see the frame drops, and yeah, the Snapdragon will always be better. And even when it comes to battery life, yeah, you may notice a big difference, but actually it's not all that dramatic. I think the battery life wasn't a big difference with the Exynos variants, but when it comes to performance, yeah, I'll say that still it just held up really good, especially for the Snapdragon variant. I play games, all games smoothly. I played all games at max graphics settings. I'm having no issues whatsoever. So yeah, I say it's still a very good device when it comes to performance. You're not gonna have any issues. Yeah. Then when we move on to the storage, so these were released with 256 GB of storage as the base, which was very generous of Samsung. And with the newer generation, the Note 20 Ultra, they reduced that back to 128 GB. So I think this is still a very good phone when it comes to storage. So there was a 512 GB variant of it, but I think that's overkill for me. What are you going to use 512 gigs for? Unless you're going to use it for, I don't know, 5 years maybe, I don't know. But that's unlikely to happen either. So 512 gigs, it's overkill. 256 is enough, especially this good thing about these phones is they have they have the capability to extend the storage using a micro SD card. So yeah, that's about the storage. Really good. And the RAM was 12 gigabytes, which was more than what you would need even in 2021. Yeah, so you don't have any issues. Multitasking is a breeze on this phone, and it's still as fast as it used to be. Yeah, so moving on to the software. So the software in this is still having the latest software. Right now as I speak, I have the August security patch. I just received it at the time of recording this video. I just received it yesterday actually. Yeah, August security patch, and today as I record this is 9th of what? September. Yeah, so yeah, and they're still going to receive Android 12. Yeah, which is a good thing. I think that's going to be its last major update. But yeah, I see when it comes to software, it's still good to go for at least another year. Yeah, and another year or two, unless you're a person who always wants to be with the latest and greatest. And given there might not be a new Note, I think it's still very relevant for this. Yeah, so that's about the software. And then when it comes to battery life on this is really good. Yeah, I haven't really found any issues with it, and the good thing is it supports fast charging up to 45 watts. Very good. Yeah, I don't think the Note 20 Ultra actually supports 45 watt charging. I think it maxes out at 25. Maybe you guys can correct me about that. So yeah, this is still a very good device. When it comes to the cameras, very good. The only thing that it really lacks in is maybe the zoom range is not as good as that of the Note 20 Ultra, where you can go 50 times. Yeah, and then 10 times optical. Here you can only do 2 times optical. Yeah, but it's no big deal, seriously. How many times do you zoom in on the camera? Yeah, you have ultra wide and the main camera. They're still very, very, very solid. As you know, flagship cameras. Where's flagship cameras? And yeah, they received updates over the years and been refined. You know, really good cameras. Even the front-facing camera, the soft camera is still very nice. You will enjoy it surely. So yeah, even the camera department, I say it's still a very solid device. Only thing that it lacks in is the zoom range. Maybe the one, I don't think the 108 megapixel camera makes much of a difference in terms of quality. I think it will be a close call when it comes to quality. Maybe the color reproduction, but I think that's all to do with software really. Yeah, and the selfie camera, maybe it's better. It may not be the best. Okay, the selfie camera on this is not truly the very, very, very best, but it's still very good. Very good. It's still flagship grade, you know. It's not like, it's hard, you're not going to find a mid-range phone that can beat this when it comes to the surface. I don't know, maybe flagship killers, I don't know. But yeah, this camera is still very good. Can't stress that enough. And then the speakers on this, very, very good speakers, especially when it comes to instrument separation. You know, it doesn't have the deepest bass, but you know, they try to balance the treble and the bass, so have the best of both worlds. You know, you don't have an excess of one over the other. You know, when you're listening to anything, maybe on Spotify, you're really going to enjoy it. You know, you're going to enjoy it to the maximum without any issues whatsoever. Yeah, just really good in many aspects. Yeah, I think that's basically all I'm going to talk about. And maybe the S Pen on this. Yeah, the S Pen is still really good. S Pen, very good. I actually enjoy using it so much. You know, with my notes, I'm still at campus, so yeah, I write a lot of stuff, highlight a lot, and all that. So yeah, it has held up nicely, and it has most of the features. I don't think there's anything new that the Note 20 Ultra has over this, or even the new fold phones. I don't think there's any new feature they have introduced that this doesn't have yet. Maybe the latency, but that's something I don't think most people will even realize, to be frankly honest. Put them side to side, I don't think you won't be noticing anything. You told someone to look and tell the difference without telling them technically. I don't think they'll tell the difference. So yeah, it's still very good for that matter. So I think that's basically it for this video. Thank you guys for watching, and if you ended up liking what you've seen, give me a thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel if you're new. I'll be grateful for that. Thank you guys for watching. See you in the next one. Peace out.